everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is baby girl names. These are my top 10 favorite baby girl names. I love romantic, strong names that have a meaning that I feel is something I can bless my child with, something that is sort of meaningful to me and just something that feels like it would be a positive thing for her to know that that's what her name means. I am 14 weeks pregnant with my third baby. I am the mama to 2 baby girls already, so I have compiled this list over the past few years and added some as I went on. So the names that I have listed do or originate all over the world. So there's a lot French, there's some Italian, and just all over, so you'll see that. So without further ado, and these are baby names that I may use, but we will just have to see. I'm withholding just the first name that we've chosen if it's a girl, but a lot of these we are considering for the baby's second name. So let's just get right into it. So the first name on the list is Layla, which when I heard this, it just was like, oh, I love the way that sounds, Layla. And I think for a short, Layli is just so cute, so feminine. It means dark, night, or dark-haired. Its origin is Arabic, and I just thought this is just such a beautiful, beautiful name. The second one is, sticking with the L's, is lova. This is one I just heard recently and I thought, oh, I just love it. It means famous warrior or promise. It's of Scandinavian origin. I just thought, what a strong name, what a beautiful meaning. And I always thought Jennifer Love Hewitt, her middle name was just so beautiful. I thought love for middle name or even for first, just beautiful. But I thought, wow, lova, it just looks beautiful written. It sounds beautiful and strong. Great middle name or even a first name. Third is aviva, which has a very special place in my heart. Aviva means springtime or fresh, and it is Hebrew. I love how happy this name sounds, aviva. It just sounds optimistic and hopeful to me. It sounds fresh, and if you have a baby girl due in the springtime, I just think what a sweet name to give her. It's just beautiful, and it's also just so feminine and strong. Next is one I'm really considering for this baby's middle name. So this is Esme, which is one you've likely heard. Esme is a vintage name that is just beautiful and strong. Its meaning is esteemed or beloved, and it is French Persian origin. So I've always loved this name. It's a classic. If you watch Twilight, those movies, you know that it was a character in there. I have actually 2 on here. I actually loved before I saw Twilight, but then when I saw them in there, it was like, oh my gosh, they were just, when they picked the names for the cast for that movie, for the characters, they definitely were, whoever that was right up my alley. So Esme is one we're really, really considering. I just think it's just beautiful. Next is Melina or Milana. I think it just has such a nice roll off the tongue. It means honey or God's gift, and it is of Greek origin. So I just love that, honey or God's gift. Melina is something I haven't heard. I tend to love names that have like that Lena or Ina, the sharp E. I just think kind of pierces through, and particularly if it ends like in an A, I just think it's beautiful. Lena or Lena, Melina or Milana. I just think those are just beautiful. Next is Aurora, which is a very feminine name. Obviously, I heard that first when I saw the Disney movie Sleeping Beauty. It is dawn, it means dawn, and it is the name of the northern lights. It was also the name of an ancient Roman goddess of the dawn. So pretty cool that the name is actually of a goddess, and it is of Latin origin. Aurora to me is just completely romantic and beautiful. Sometimes I feel like it would be maybe a little much, and that may be why we haven't used it. It's just, but I'm not over this one yet. It's still a contender, and I still really love it. My husband, however, is a little bit like, you know, we'll see. Next is Elena, which is more of a common name that I just have always adored. I think I first heard it in The Mask of Zorro. Catherine Zeta-Jones was, and I completely idolized her. When I saw that movie, I was like, oh my gosh, she is just the most amazing creature. Elena, I thought it was a Spanish descent. Let me know in the comments if you think it's more of a Latin name, like Spanish name. When I looked it up, the name means harmony, and it's said of Irish descent. And so I do know that, you know, names can come from 2 different places or from multiple places all over the world and be a highly used name and have deep and long-lasting, or, you know, deep history, long history in that culture. So it certainly may come from both. To me, I hear more Latin, but it is also an Irish name. So it's just beautiful. I love it. And the name Elena, to me, I hear the harmony in it. You know, it just feels like music. Elena. I love it. It's just so beautiful and classic. Next on the list is Margot, which is, it means pearl, and it is a French girl name. I love the name Pearl. I personally wouldn't name my child Pearl, but I love the name Margot. Margot Robbie is such a badass. I love Margot Robbie. But I love that it's a classic French name, and I think the spelling is really interesting. You can obviously go with a T at the end, or E-A-U, or I believe that's what it is. I hope, or A-U-X, I don't know. I'll have to double check on the French spelling. But I know there are a couple options, but I just think it's such a beautiful name. It'd be a beautiful middle name. We are definitely considering it for this baby if she's a girl, for her middle name. It was a top contender for our first daughter, and we ended up going with something else. However, I still love that name, and it's still on my list. Next is Rosalie, which I was speaking of Twilight, and this is another name that was from that movie. I love the name Rose. We're considering Rose as a middle name, and I love Rosalie. I love any kind of variation on that name. I just think it's just so beautiful. It's eternal. It's just this completely classic name, and Rosalie to me makes it sound like a little girl. You know, Rosalie, I love the way it flows. I love the you know, kind of going into a middle name. To me, the Lee, like, really would make it connect together. So I just think it's just beautiful. It means beautiful rose, and it is French. So what could be more beautiful than a beautiful rose? And very last on my list is another French name, and that is Viviane, and that's with the E-N-N-E at the end. It's a widely popular name all over the world. People have variations of it, and Viviana, Vivian, just different things, and it's always been a favorite of mine. I love calling her for short Vivi or Viv or V even. I just think that is so precious, and it means alive or life. And what a beautiful meaning to a name to give to your little precious baby girl. And I just think it's so vintage, and yet it's had a real resurgence lately, and I just think it's so cool, and it's really, really beautiful. So top contender, and that wraps up my top 10 baby girl names. I wanted to do it sort of in a rapid fire way to get right through it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this list. Maybe it gave you a bit of inspiration if you're looking for a name for your sweet little girl, or if you're just loving watching and looking for baby name ideas. That's something I used to do long before I was pregnant. It was just so much fun for me. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a baby boy list coming very soon, along with a gender reveal hopefully soon. It should be in a few weeks, so I'm so excited to find out. So anyway, I hope you are all blessed and wonderful. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new here, would love it if you subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.